So, summer has ended. It was a wet summer. And I'll show a couple snippets of some things. So, what things did I get done during the summertime? Not as much as I wanted to, for sure. We'll get a little bit into the back hill project. That was one of the major things I wanted to get done. But we've had a lot of rain during the summer, which is quite unusual for us. And it's not only affected those projects, but of course, I had problems with the veg garden, and many of the fruit trees were kind of confused by this, and many things didn't get a chance to ripen up because it's just been too cold. We've had rain almost every week during the summertime. So it's not been the best or a typical summer for up here. September 9th. It's a deluge. And it is just coming down. Night before last, we actually had a tornado warning. We're up here near Portland. I mean, it actually came off over the phone. I was glad to see that these things actually do have some very small peppers on them. Well, I saw them from the other side. Ah, there they are. There's one there, there's one there. Whether they'll fully ripen, I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised that the bugs were eating these plants at all, because supposedly even the leaves are very hot. These are like 1,000,000 Scoville units. Trinidad scorpions. I don't know how much scorpions there'll be in this weather, but oh yeah, there's some more down over there. Okay, let that go. Been trying to clobber some of the strawberries. They just kind of went crazy. I've just been too busy to get out here and work on this. So I came out here with the weed whacker. Just weed whacked around them. Gotta get another load of mulch this year. Get this garden remulched. It's been 2 years at least. Got some persimmons coming along. Apparently they often don't get ripe till around Thanksgiving. Oh, it's actually showing a little orange. Ooh. Still hard as a rock. Mrs. RH will like to hear that. A lot of them on there, if they make it. As I mentioned on another tree, I'm never again gonna net right over the tree. Here I'm having to trim it to get this nasty bird cloth out of this thing. So I gotta trim the tree, I gotta trim the cloth, I gotta, all this stuff to get it out of here. So I've gotta put some trellises up above it that I can put the netting on. So a few almonds on here I'm pulling off. Not a lot, it's a young tree. We finished the grape harvest. 2019 first press. All loaded up. Let's see if it pours out of there correctly. Seems to be. Need to improve this setup. That works pretty well. And I'm gonna have to come through and trim all that stuff out of there so it doesn't just sit and rot. Oh, the little bunny. Back hill project. RH here, time for some more work down the back hill. So, it's one of my exercise routines. It's not the lumberjack routine, but back the hill, cutting down stuff, exercise routine. Okay, so let me show you what we got going here. So, pan over there. So I'm still working to get some of the trees that are trying to come back. The maples, notoriously hard to kill. So I need to get those out of there. And let's flip this camera around. Go ahead, flip it around. Okay, so first of all, we got the rope down there. Tied it up to my posts. I don't like to have too much extra down there. No, I'm not taking the string beans down with me. No.
some hornet spray. We've got some sunscreen. Not sure, I think I'm okay to not wear the bee hat today. I'll just wear the regular hat. It's cool enough right now. I haven't seen much wasp activity, so we'll use the regular hat. Machete, kind of come down to that working the best. A saw, there's sometimes where you really can't get machete full swings in there for big limbs, so I found that a little fold out saw works well. It's easy to carry down there. Good gloves. And here we've got a nice drill bit. This is about 8 inches long, a little over ½ an inch diameter, so I can drill into the stumps, put some stump remover in there, and the bottles behind it are I can fill up with hot water and pour it in. It's only after once I've cut these things down today. And drink, keep lots of liquid. I use one of these sections of 4-inch pipe, sort of insulated. Got a little foam thing at the bottom. So anyway, it keeps my drink cool during the day. That works out well. And of course, here's the harness and the ascender. Oh, this thing has worked. It's just been a godsend. I was trying to originally hang off the rope. There's the harness, which really doesn't fit all that well. Pretty poopy harness. And the ascender. And if those of you don't know an ascender, so your rope slips down here. This thing's attached by a carabiner. It's actually attached by a carabiner on the other side. Here it's attached to me. So hangs off part of the harness, of course. And then you just slide this thing back. Actually, this will lock in place. Drop your rope in. See the little teeth on it. So boom, you drop it in. Now you can pull the rope if you're just scaling up when you're ascending. You just slide this up with one hand, and then you can pull down and get your thing, and then you're holding onto the rope with the other hand too, and then you slide up and slide down, so you just come up the hill easier. And it's nice going down the hill because I don't have to use my hand. I can actually hang off the rope, have the ascender around behind me, holding onto the rope, and allow me to lean forward and actually use both hands. But it's great for stabilizing and makes coming up the hill much easier. And boots. Now these aren't very good boots, and they replaced the laces, but couldn't find one with good oh, that's really wearing out there, with good cleats on the bottom. So these are actually some ice cleats that I've used, and I screwed them in, and in fact I see the screws are coming out. I'm gonna have to screw them up some more. Tighten the screws up. Of course, you got to be careful about the size of the screws. You don't want them in the bottom of your feet. But these have worked well. If you don't screw them in, what happens is the rubber here on the sides really can't hold it tight enough. So when you're on the side of a hill, that you got a lot of side forces, and these things they just slip right around the side of it. Yeah, that's not helpful. So yeah, this is just really necessary on something like this to really get the grip you need. Now, the real lumberjack shoes that have the studs in them, they're quite expensive. And, oh, look at this. Where are you hiding? Oh, there it is. There, see it right there? That's a thorn. Blackberry thorn. That's a tiny thorn. Some of these things get like an inch long, but they are, especially the dry ones. The dry ones don't have much flex to them. They will really rip you up. Let's get this section done today. I'm geared up. Ready to head down the hill, throw the gloves on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I actually turned 62 a couple of days ago. Oh, I was actually down the hill on that day, I think. Life continues on the homestead. That's right. Projects! Gotta get those projects done! Be relentless. RH here. Here's like one of the old stumps. They don't die easy. You'll see the new places where I've cut off it the other day. So here you can see our rope going back up to the top up there. I already moved, I'd taken most of the limbs out the day that I cut these down. but there was still some left over. So now here's the new stump. You know, when they were first cut down, if I had gotten in and poisoned them, I wouldn't have to be dealing with this. Didn't realize the problem with maples at the time. Yeah, some are pretty large. Let's say that one in the middle there. It's about 3.5 inches in diameter at the base. Goes up about 20 feet. I'll save you the vertigo-inducing experience. And well, I'll go up anyway. See, there's the canopy. There's the big tree. Kind of peaceful down here. You just hear the eagle. Got an eagle nested in the. There's a Douglas fir. There's some baby eaglets. Now the wasps really like to get their nests down underneath these old stumps. For example, getting close. Okay, see that one? You see a couple other holes in there. Now either they've abandoned this or it's maybe still too early. During the day when they start getting active, you'll see them coming in and coming out. Of course, if they pick up an intruder like myself, then they can be slightly unfriendly. Yeah, he's getting farther away. It takes so long to get these stupid glove off to work a phone. Beautiful. Getting a decent limb pile here. I'll finish with this stump. And first thing, I'm standing on limbs and they're kind of breaking underneath me. Anyway, first thing you do is go through and see all the blackberries and shrub stuff. So you got to go through and whack out all the stuff that you can so it's out of your way when you're cutting the other. Especially if you're going to use the machete, because anything that impedes your swing is really going to make it very difficult. So that's the next step. Get a lot of this stuff cleared out of here, and then I'll start whacking those off. Uh-oh. Well, maybe the wasps are waking up. There's a wasp starting to investigate me. Not sure how well you can see it, but you see up in the canopy, so to speak, the blackberries just kind of knit all these things together. So even when you cut one of them down, like, ouch, like that, it's still so connected to the other. Sometimes you can't pull it out until you get the others and then get to the base of the blackberries, yada yada, you know. Well, I just discovered something pretty cool. I have a difficult time trying to get some of these dry blackberries. They're so hard on the outside that they just want to bend and flex and stuff. I found that using the saw, it's got such big teeth on it, it grabs it, it either cuts them or rips them. And you get through the, ouch! Yes, I don't like it. Gotta take my glove off to work the camera. Okay. Really nice. Well, see, when you get so many of these things in there, it's kind of hard to try to whack through them because each one slows down your speed. And if they deflect a little bit, it deflects onto the other one. And yeah, wow, this is great. Okay, well, this is going to be a go-to take-with-me tool. I'm liking this. Yeah, okay. Let's get the gloves back on. Sweet. Get those back on and get to pulling them out. With all the blackberries here, it's a good idea to coil your rope up as you're ascending. Back on top of the hill. Get myself hydrated. Catch my breath. And I'll start hauling all these limbs up. Some of them are sticking up, most of them are way down there, but I was able to get some of them up high enough. So I start pulling them off. Dragging them. I've tried different ways that seems to work the best. So, and that'll be it. I can get in and do some paid work. This is just for fun and exercise and keeping the place cleaned out. Yeah, it definitely looks better. This is definitely cleared off the bottom of that. There's still more to go down there. That's the next iteration. Okay, so I got enough of the limbs pulled up here that I can get hold of them without having to scale down the hill. Change out of the cleated boots, get some regular knockaround boots, and I'll start dragging these things on up to the place where I'm gonna break them up.